Hey guys, my name is Jonathan Henderson, owner and founder of Pressure Washing Marketing Pros. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the 7 things pressure washing businesses need to know about digital marketing, right? Because every day we get countless calls from pressure washing business owners, and they don't know what platforms to use when it comes to digital marketing. They don't know what digital marketing can do for their business. They don't know how much they need to spend. And so in this video, I'm going to equip you with the knowledge that you need to have, in terms of how digital marketing can help your pressure washing business, what platforms you should utilize, and how overall it can just be beneficial for your pressure washing business so that when you're looking for digital marketing services for agencies like myself or others, you know what you're getting yourself into and you know what you need to look for. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first things first, you don't need to have thousands of dollars, in order to utilize digital marketing. And so in just a minute, I'm going to show you guys clients of mine that barely spent any money. I'm not going to say barely, right? But they didn't spend thousands of dollars. Like, people think that when you're utilizing SEO that you need to, spend $1,000 a month on SEO in order to get phenomenal results, or that you need to spend like thousands of dollars on Google ads or Facebook ads in order to see real tangible results. When that's not the case, you can get a very good ROI in a kind of constricted budget, right? And so I want to show you guys examples of this because there's just a big myth out there that sometimes that we come across sometimes, but not all the time, where a lot of these business owners think that they need to spend just boatloads of money because whether other businesses are doing it that they know in the pressure washing industry, or they've had to, utilize thousands of dollars, when it comes to the digital marketing. So I want to show you guys some examples of clients of our own who we're killing it for on a budget, right? So if we go ahead and we take a look right now, this is a Google Ads campaign that we're currently running for a client, and so I'm going to show you guys results that we got in, from the month of 1 October to 31 October of this year of 2020, right? If you take a look at the cost for this month right here, as you can see, they only spent $1,000, right? They only spent $1,000 and they got 41 leads, right? And I say only $1,000, but if you think about it this way, right? They spent $1,000 in this entire month, right? They got 41 leads because it says 40.5. I don't know why Google does that, but they got 41 leads, and the cost per conversion was $25.50, and our conversion rate was 34, basically almost 35%. So that means 1 out of 3 people that interacted with our Google Ads campaign became a lead, right? And so let's say that out of this $1,000 budget, that you only closed half of those leads, right? Now, I'm no math whiz, but let's just say that your average ticket for your job is about $300, because that's, I'm just doing kind of industry average, right? An average ticket job is going to be about $300, and I'm just saying that as worst case scenario, right? So if you closed half of these jobs, that's 20 jobs times 300, that's $6,000, right? On an investment of $1,000. And I know plenty of businesses that would want to invest $1,000 and make $6,000 on their return. That's a 6x return, right? And so even with that being said, you don't have to, this person, is not spending, they spend $1,000 in that month in the total time period, right? And so that's something that we're not spending like $5,000, $4,000 on in order to get 40 leads, right? We're only paying like 25 bucks per lead, and we're only spending about $1,000 to get 40 leads, right? Another thing that I want to show you guys too is a Facebook ad client. One of my clients I ran Facebook ads for, we ran it in July. And so with this, we ran it for the entire month of July. You know what I mean? Which, let me see if I can scroll up. Well, right now I can't scroll up right now. But we ran this for the entire month of July. We ran it from 1 July to 31 July, right? And as you guys can see, they got 80 leads from Facebook, right? And they spent $966, and so this was for a very valuable service where the average ticket was around $300, right? So once again, if you go ahead and you close at least half of these leads, which is 40, right? That's at least 40, which 40 times 300, you know what I mean? That's $12,000 that you could potentially have made off of around $1,000 investment, right? So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars when it comes to digital marketing, like a lot of these, companies might say. You can still get a sizable amount of leads off of a kind of constricted budget And even budgets lower than this, where they're around the $500 to $800 range, you can still get good, tangible results from that, right? You may get half the amount of leads, but you're still going to get them. So you don't need to invest thousands of dollars like a lot of people might think. Point number two, right? What works in one area may not work in another area, right? So I want you guys to know that. So I hear a lot of people say, well, Google Ads is crushing it for me in my area. Google Ads is straight killing it. Or somebody says, like, you only need to worry about SEO. Don't worry about Google Ads, right? And that could be further from the truth, because what works in one area may not work in another area. And I'm going to show you guys a prime example of that in terms of SEO and Google Ads right now, right? And so if we take a look at this, if somebody's in, let's just say that you have pressure washing business A, which is in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and you have pressure washing B, or business B, that's in Atlanta, right? So you have these two things right here. And so I'm using a tool called Ahrefs. It allows us to kind of take a dive into like keyword difficulty for ranking a keyword, search volume, all of that, cost per click. So if I'm in Fayetteville, right, right now, as I can see, the search volume for this keyword, as you can see, I'll use another tool as well called Uber Suggest, which is free, guys. So you guys need to invest in this kind of tool too. But as you can see, the search volume for pressure washing in Fayetteville, Arkansas is only 10. So that means only 10 people have, on average look up this, keyword, and its other variations, they probably look it up, but it probably doesn't have nearly the search volume as Atlanta, right? And so if I'm in Arkansas, Google Ads may not be in my best interest, right? It may not be in my best interest because there's not that much search volume. The budget that I put into it, the cost that I would have an agency like ourselves manage that just wouldn't be worth it, for an ROI, right? But maybe you look into SEO because, as you can see, the keyword difficulty is very easy. On a scale to 1 to 100, which Ahrefs has it at, on a 100-point scale, it's at a 1. So it's one of the easiest keywords to rank, right? And so as you can see, there's really no competition for that, right? There really is no competition when it comes to that type of keyword. But if you're in Atlanta and let's just say you're a new, let's say that you're a business right now and you're like, man, SEO is going to be a lot more difficult for you to go ahead and rank, as you guys can see right here, right? And so when it comes to that, SEO may not be in your best interest at that point. You might want to run Google Ads because that's going to give you, enough time to go ahead and get those leads in a quicker manner, right? Because you may not have the time for SEO. You may not, which I'm going to get to in my next point as well. So what works in one area may not work in the other, right? Just based off of search volume, just based off of keyword difficulty, based off a lot of factors. Just because somebody tells you that Google Ads works in their area, right, does not mean Google Ads is going to work in your area. Or that if somebody says, I only need SEO in my area, I don't need Google Ads, does not mean that you're in that same predicament as a business. So do reach out to experts to go ahead and do this research for you. To go ahead and see what would be best for your business, right? So that's what you guys want to go ahead and do. And so, kind of elaborating on what I was just saying, point number 3 is at what stage your ad in business matters when utilizing digital marketing, right? Because if you're a new business, and as you guys saw with those numbers right there, which I'll just bring it up so that you guys can visually see it, in Atlanta, it's going to be very hard for me to rank my website. If I'm a new business, I need results fast, right? I need results fast. So why, spend $500 a month on SEO? Because I always say 500 because 500 is like what you should pay on average for good SEO results. To get tangible, anything lower than 500, in my opinion, is just not going to be worth it in terms of SEO and you wanting to see results. So that's why I'm saying $500, right? But why would you spend that money on a month-to-month basis in an area like Atlanta as a new business when you're not going to see that return? And as a new business, it's very vital that you go ahead and you get leads immediately, and that whatever money you're putting out for marketing, you're getting that back in return as well, right? So that's why I say that, but if you were in a business, if you were, in Fayetteville, Arkansas, you might be able to spend $500 and in 3 months, you might see tangible results because this keyword's so easy to rank. You might see results like that, right? As a new business. So where you're at in your business matters, right? Whether you're a new business, whatever it may be, because you could be a seasoned business. Let's say that you're in Atlanta you're a seasoned business at that point, and you're just looking like, look, man, I can spend $500 to $1,000 on my SEO. We've been in business for 8 to 10 years. We have a pretty good website. We have, a lot of referrals. We have a direct mail. Like, they have a consistent way of getting customers without digital marketing. Or they have another facet of digital marketing that's already working, and they're just like, we want to bump it up, right? So what stage you're at in business matters when utilizing digital marketing, right? If you're a seasoned business, you probably have more money to spend to wait for results, to test certain things out. If you're a new business, you may not have that time to test things out or to wait on things. So that matters when you're utilizing digital marketing, that you have to take into consideration as well. Number 4, multi-touch marketing and exposure have a positive compounding effects on marketing. And what I mean by that is this. A lot of the times, we do such a damn good job here at Pressure Washing Marketing Pros, whether it be with Google Ads or SEO, that sometimes our clients are like, look, man, they may only be utilizing Google Ads with us, and they may only be utilizing Google Ads or SEO, for their marketing. And they're like, that's all I need, right? But at the same time, a multi-touch marketing system and exposure will have compounding effects. And so what I mean by that is this, right? If you're hanging out yard signs, if you're doing direct mailers, if you're doing, Google Ads at that point, right? What could end up happening is that you're touching these people on multiple levels. And so they may see your yard sign at that point, right? Then they may get your direct mailer in the mail, and then they go ahead and they look up, man, I need some pressure washing services. I see these guys, but let me also do some research on some other guys. Then all of a sudden they see your Google ad out there. They're like, man, I'm seeing these guys in 3 different places. At that point, they might just go ahead and say, you know what, I've seen these guys multiple times. I'm going to go ahead and click on them, right? And so what you're doing, you want to have multiple touches of marketing as well, because that's going to have that compounding effect. If I'm running Google ads, I'm running Facebook ads as well. I might be running Facebook ads, and then somebody Googles my business, or somebody Googles, that service because I piqued their interest on that. And I'm also showing on that Google search result because of my Facebook ad, right? If you have those multi-touches and all that, it's going to have, like I keep stating, compounding effects on your marketing. So you want to make sure, which it's going to get into one of my other points though, but you want to make sure that you're utilizing multiple ways of marketing, because that's going to help your other forms of marketing as well, right? Your Google ads are going to help your SEO, because if I'm on Google ads, right, for example, and this is just multi-touch marketing on one platform, right? It doesn't have to be like the other examples that I just gave, whether we're direct mail, then they go online. No. For example, on Google, right? If I'm on Google and I have the Google ad at the very top, then I'm also in the map pack, and then I also rank for SEO, that's 3 touches that people have potentially to see me off one platform on Google, right? And so at that point, that has a multi-touch, it has a positive exposure, and it has a compounding effect on that. So that's what you guys want to go ahead and utilize, and what you want to know about digital marketing. Another thing is having systems and processes, accelerate results with digital marketing, right? And what I mean by that is this. There's been times where we work with like 1-man operation, 2-man operation, right? Where it's 2 business partners and they're running Google ads, right? Or they're doing some form of marketing. We're bringing them a lot of results. We're bringing them a lot of leads, right? At that point, the businesses that grow and what separates them is going to be the business that has systems and processes in place, right? So if we're going to bring you X amount of leads, a lot of leads going into your business, some businesses might not be able to handle that because they don't have the proper, follow-up systems in place in their business. They don't have the proper answering services, right? So if you're a 1-man op or even a 2-man operation, and even if you have, an operation of 10, yourself and then 10 employees, right? But you don't even have systems and processes in place to answer the phone, to follow up with leads, and all of that, it's going to take a little longer for you with the digital marketing results, and you may not maximize the results you get with digital marketing. Because, for example, if it's a 2-man operation and it's, a business, 2 business partners, right, or a business owner and then and 1 employee at that point, and you guys are both working on a job and you guys get a phone call that we brought from you from Google Ads, if you don't have a way of answering that call and you guys are both on the roof, or, you guys don't have a way of following up with that customer, you're not going to see as good as results if you do have those systems and processes in place. So one thing that you want to do is you want to make sure that you have these basic processes and systems in your business before you even consider digital marketing, right? You want to make sure that you have a way of answering phones, giving out estimates, because once that storm hits, once that wave of leads hits at that point, you don't want to just be like, oh man, I need to find a way on how to answer all these calls. I need to find a way on how to give out these estimates. You don't want to be doing that, because at that point you're going to be losing valuable money, and you're not going to really accelerate your results to where you want to be at. So make sure you have those systems and processes in place so that you can go ahead and maximize and accelerate your results with digital marketing. And then number six, and lastly, right? Number six, you need to have patience, right? You need to have patience when it comes to digital marketing, right? You need to have patience when it comes to that. All of the stuff that we're talking about right now, you're gonna need patience. You're gonna need to be patient when it comes to those results, whether it be with SEO, whether it be with Google Ads, because not everything that you do, you're gonna see immediate results for, right? And a lot of stuff that we do, we 9 times out of 10 we usually see immediate results, right? But when it comes to anything, especially something like Facebook ads, even SEO, you're gonna need patience. You're gonna need that time to, whether you're testing on audience on Facebook, and you're testing on an offer to see what resonates with people. What kind of content catches the eye on Facebook for a lot of your customers, or you have a brand new website with SEO and it's going to take you 6 to 8 months in order to rank, right? So digital marketing is ever changing. It's never the same. Digital marketing never stays at one spot. It's always ever changing. So therefore you have to have patience in order to go ahead and navigate, this digital world, so that you can go forward, you know what I mean, and wait for the results that you want to attain. So I know I said 7 at the beginning, guys. I guess it's actually 6. You know what I mean? So that is my mistake on my part. So it should be the 6 things digital marketing, business need to know about about digital marketing, right? But with that being said, if you need help with your online marketing, you can go ahead and visit our website. As you can see, it's right there, pwmarketingpros.com, or you can give us a call at 478-333-4373. We do digital marketing, website design, Google Ads, Facebook ads, SEO for pressure washing businesses all throughout America and more, right? So with that being said, hopefully this video provided you guys a lot of value. You know what I mean? And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.